Okay, one point I want to make is when you are confronted with the kind of problem where I could just say, here's an LC circuit, we're going to use it to produce electromagnetic waves, we're going to hit a hydrogen atom with the photons, what's going to happen to the hydrogen atom? Okay? If I ask you something like that, well, I probably will give you some intermediate hints in the statement of the problem since you're not used to pulling all this stuff together, okay? What I'm really testing is, do you know this component, do you know this component, do you know this component? And then can you impress me? Kind of gravy, or kind of gravy on the strawberry on the ice cream or whatever, you know, the cherry on top of the ice cream, right? Or the gravy on top of your grits, I don't know. Okay? So, you know, when I'm testing you in that stuff, I'm hoping for some flashes of illumination. Okay, I'm hoping for some sophisticated problem solving beyond what I would ordinarily expect. Because I think that's where you guys have the, you know, judging from what I've seen and what I haven't seen, which is a lot of problems now, and hope to still see, please. So it's where I think you guys maybe have the potential to excel, okay? Or at least show enough basic competence to make at least the D++, right?
In other words, skip the final?
Huh?
Competent enough to skip the final, right?
The what? I did not, yeah, they don't have the hearing aids.
Oh. Well, you said if we skip the final.
Oh, yeah, you skip the final, it's a D minus minus.
Oh.
I mean, you did pretty well in the midterm, you know, so you get that up to a D++ by at least scoring on the final, right? Okay? Well, anyhow, here we go. So what I really expect you to be able to do, and what you really want to do when you approach an unfamiliar situation, is you want to first understand the situation, right? So you got an unfamiliar situation, understand it as best you can by thinking about it a little bit. Now, you're on a test, you don't have all day. Oh, you actually do have all day, but that's probably not. Okay? So to understand it as best you can, you think about it for a few minutes. And maybe you go on to another problem so that your subconscious has time to process this one, so you can come back to it when you're too tired to think. Yeah, you got to balance all that stuff, okay? But understand it as best you can, okay? And one process in understanding it, maybe not on first reading, but come back to it fairly soon, and figure out what you can from the given information without worrying about what's being asked. That can go a long way toward understanding the problem. Okay? Then maybe you come back to it a little later and try to go a little further. You got some stuff. You know, you start putting it together. Of course, you look for little triangles of associations and meanings, right? Little constellations. Map it out if that's a strategy that works for you. Draw pictures. Do everything you can. But you can proceed at every stage by figuring out what you can and then looking back at the problem statement. Now, okay, now, figured out everything I can. What was the problem asking? Okay? And ideally, you know, if you had a problem like this where I ask you what happens when it hits the atom, well, you figure out the frequency And then it occurs, hey, wait, I know the angular frequency, I can find the frequency, it's electromagnetic radiation, so I can find the energy of a photon. Oh, now I know what I'm hitting the hydrogen atom with. Now let's see what I know about the stupid hydrogen atom, right? So you got to invoke what you know about a hydrogen atom. And all you really need to know is Coulomb's law, proton, electron, de Broglie wavelength has to match the circumference and that stuff, okay? Which you want to know. And that, of course, pulls in waves, standing waves, you know, all the stuff we've done this semester. At least 60% of it appears in this problem, or at least 60% of the topics. And then maybe I ask you to do something thermodynamic. Probably not in this case, but I could. Okay?